Hey guys, what's up? Long time no see. Sorry about that. I do have some back videos that'll be going up here soon, but I wanted to go ahead and do my June TBR. Before I do that, though, I'm going to do a little of what's been going on, why I haven't been posting. I have the videos, I just don't have them uploaded. But I have been doing a couple videos. I stopped doing Temu. I got our last Temu package like what, 2 weeks ago? Yeah. So right now, finances just don't have it in the works to be able to make purchases right now, which sucks, but it's fine. I'll get it figured out and whatnot. There is one purchase I do want to make, and that is literally for work purposes. I need to get some joggers because I'm extremely short. So the pants that I get for work are always swimming on me. Like I take my shoes off at my client's house because she has white carpet. So therefore my pants are always super long and she always yells at me for having them so long. And I tell her I can't do anything about it because of the fact that I'm short. They fit in the waist and everything, but they don't fit in the leg length. They're way too long for me. But with that being said, I want to get some joggers, and then I want to get some summer tops for scrub tops, not like personal clothing or anything like that, but definitely some cute scrub tops like with popsicles on them, and then there's some with like hummingbirds, some with butterflies. I want to get an autism one in remembrance of my brother. So, and they're like about $8 a piece. So I was looking at like maybe like a $50 order on some work scrubs. So we'll see if that's ever going to be in the works here soon. Also, the one thing I do want to get is I do want to get a 4th of July outfit off of Temu as well, because 4th of July is coming up, and I know if I'm working on 4th of July, as long as it's work appropriate, I am able to wear that instead of my scrubs. But what I would do is I would probably wear like a pair of like black or navy blue scrubs with the top that I'm looking at getting. There's a couple of them and they're like $3-4 a piece. And I know she needs some scrubs as well, so we are going to be sharing our scrubs basically right now, for the meantime. However, we both need the jogger style type pants, so I was going to go ahead and get a couple pairs of those that we can just split up together and share and whatnot. So but we did move. We moved from the 1 bedroom basement apartment that was atrocious, and I dealt with it for almost a year because of the fact that I didn't really have the funds and I was trying to save money and whatnot. And we are now in a really, really nice 3 bedroom apartment, not in a basement. As you see, we actually have windows. We have a lot of windows. I think there's like 11 windows in this entire apartment. We have a full front porch and we have a full front yard. So we will be doing some gardening this summer along with, we're not that far from the aquatic park. So we will be going to the aquatic park a lot. The location we are in is actually very ideal for the both of us. Our therapy is over here, the library's over here, bingo's over here, the gym's over here. There is a lot of different things over here that we would tend to come this direction into town to get to in the first place. The only thing that is not very transportation savvy for us is my job is all the way across town. It's over 20 blocks away. Well, it's 25 blocks away, which isn't actually that bad if you really like do the walk and everything. We go straight up one road and then turn at the main road. So super simple, but all of the shopping is kind of far from us. We do have a store straight down the road here and one road over. We have the Dollar General, and that is about 6 or 8 blocks away from us, I believe, which isn't terrible, but Dollar General, as you guys know, their prices are outrageous. Walmart is clear across town. There's no getting to Walmart unless we have a friend that can take us. And Dillon's, the 2 locations of Dillon's are both on the opposite side of town as well. So for shopping wise, like grocery shopping and things like that, yeah, it's not very ideal for us, but everything else, it seems to be pretty ideal. We walk a lot too, so we're kind of used to it. But anyway, this video is kind of a this is what's been going on and why I haven't been posting, and then it's also a June TBR. So I have my lovely best friend pick out 4 books off of my shelves, and I don't know if you guys remember, but my books are actually wrapped. So this is going to be like a cute little gift feeling because they're wrapped and I don't know any of these. So we do have these. I am currently reading 2 books right now. I am reading Nick Cutter's Little Heaven, which is really, really good. I've just been more into this other book, which I'm almost done with. I have 120-ish pages left of a 600-page book that I started last week. And it is the Carol Peckham, I believe her name is. And it is the Harlequin Crew series. I'm on book 1. It's really, really good. It's got like gangs in it. It's got, the spice in it. It's got strippers in it. It's got escorts in it. It's got a lot of death in it, which goes along with the gangs and everything like that. I will say, because if you pick it up, literally the first thing you find out is your main character. Her name is Rogue, and she was buried alive by an ex. So I'm going to say, and that's literally what grasped my attention from the very first page. And it went into detail about how she climbed out of the grave, the shallow grave that she was put in, and all this other stuff. And it was outrageous. There's so many moments where you're like, I don't want to put this down, but you have to put it down because you have to either go pee, you got to take a drink, or in my case, you have to go to work. Or, it's kind of too chilly on the front porch, or you run out of coffee. So, anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and, oh, that one has hair on it. Some of these are dusty because they've been wrapped for so long. We're going to go ahead and do this one first, because this one feels kind of like maybe it is the thinnest. So, I think this is one I wrapped, and I did a really good job of it. Okay, so we have The Reunion by Galame Musso. I don't know, this is a Dollar Tree book, I can tell you that. I picked this up from the Dollar Tree forever ago. But it says, an elite prep school frozen in the snow. Okay, we don't have snow outside right now. It's almost summer. 3 friends linked by a tragic secret, 1 girl taken by the night. The French Riviera 25 years ago. One freezing night as her campus is paralyzed by a snowstorm, 19-year-old Vinka Rockwell, the most beautiful and glamorous girl at her prep school, runs away with her philosophy teacher, with whom she has been conducting a secret affair. She will never be seen again. Well, that's interesting. The French Riviera, present day. Once inseparable Thomas, Maxine, and Fanny, Vinka's best friends, have not spoken since graduation, but when they receive a notice from their old school detailing plans for a new gymnasium and inviting them to a class reunion, they know they must go back one more time because there is a body buried in the gym's walls, and they're the ones who put it there. What really happened that long ago winter night? No, nothing stands in the way of the truth. It's a taut and suspenseful thriller that will keep readers riveted until its haunting final page. Okay, so that sounds really interesting. This book actually was originally $28, which is insane because I've paid $1 for it. $1.25, sorry. It's not even Dollar Tree, it's Dollar Tree Plus. And this is from copyright 2019. So this one does sound really good. The fact that there's a body buried in the walls of the school is, I don't know, that's interesting. Makes me want to know more of what exactly happened. And it's a prep school, so we love prep schools. Yeah. So that one sounds super interesting. Otherwise, I would never have picked it up. He's instantly poised to join the ranks of Stieg Larsson and Joe Nesbo. Okay, so if you guys don't know who Joe Nesbo is, he did the Knife of Never Letting Go and The Snowman, and those are both like really weird books, but they're like really good books at the same time. All right, next we're gonna do one of these colorful ones. This one's kind of like smaller than these ones. I'm really scared what you picked. I'm like, oh man, they're not small. You're like, no, bitch, you're gonna read. Okay, so that would get off my finger. Okay, all right, I'm cool with this one for sure. This is What Kind of Girl by Alyssa Scheinmel. This is in Ollie's book that I found forever ago. I don't remember how much it was. It's kind of big, but it also is date-wise. It says, the girls at North Bay Academy are taking sides. Okay, so we have another school setting. Interesting how that happens. It all started when Mike Parker's girlfriend showed up with a bruise on her face, or more specifically, when she walked into the principal's office and said Mike hit her. But her classmates have questions. Why did she go to the principal and not the police? Why did she stay with Mike if he was hurting her? Obviously, if it's true, Mike should face the consequences. But is it true? Some girls want to rally for his expulsion, and some want to rally around Mike. The only thing the entire student body can agree on? Someone is lying, and the truth has to come out. What Kind of Girl is an unflinching exploration of the many forms of abuse society inflicts upon women, and the strength it takes to rise above it all to claim your worth. Ooh, so does this have like... I'm trying to see without giving myself too much information of looking through this. I'm trying to see if there is anything like interviews or things like that, but it doesn't look like it. It's in the Popular Girl. Okay, so it's a bunch of different points of views, and there's the Popular Girl, and then there's the girlfriend. Popular Girl, girlfriend, the bulimic. Okay, so we have some eating disorder stuff in here. The burnout. Okay, so it's multiple points of view, which I love those kind of books. Those are fun to see, like, what everybody else is thinking. So we have that. All right, now trying to decide. Do we go dark and mysterious, which I know she wrapped this one because it's wrapped so much better than my wrapping skills, or a colorful one? I think we're going to go with the dark one and then save the colorful one for last. Ooh, I'm so nervous. She doesn't even know what she picked, so she's learning what she picked as well. Oh, okay. Okay. So this is Therese Ann Fowler. This is A Good Neighborhood. This is a Book of the Month book, but I didn't get it from Book of the Month. I actually got it out of a free little library around town here. So it says, what happens when you try to do the right thing, but it all goes wrong? In Oak Knoll, a verdant, tight-knit North Carolina neighborhood, professor of forestry and ecology Valerie Elston Holt is raising her bright and talented biracial son Xavier, who is headed to college in the fall. After years of single parenting, Valerie, a widow, faces the prospect of an empty nest. All is well until the Whitmans move in next door, an apparently traditional family with new money and a secretly troubled teenage daughter, and raise the house and trees to build themselves a showplace. Thanks to his thriving business, Brad Whitman is a local celebrity, and he's made a small fortune on his customer service and charm, while his wife, Julia, escaped her trailer park upbringing into early motherhood for the security of marriage and homemaking. Their new house is more than she ever imagined for herself and her girls. But with little in common except a property line, these two very different families quickly find themselves at odds, first over a historic oak tree in Valerie's yard, and soon after, the blossoming romance between their two teenagers. A Good Neighborhood asks big questions about life in America today. What does it mean to be a good neighbor? How do we live alongside one another when we don't see eye to eye? As it explores the effects of class, race, and heart-trending love in a story that's as provocative as it is powerful. Okay, so with this one, I'm not sure about this at all. I just picked it up because I've actually heard about this a little bit. I heard that it's pretty decent. And I like that it's a neighborhood instead of a good neighbor. Like I said, we did just recently move, so I think it'd be fun to read a book about, you know, moving and being in the new neighborhood and things like that, because we are technically in a new neighborhood because we came from, you know, that side of town and now we're on this side of town. Like we're literally a few blocks away from the college. So we're basically on campus without being on campus. We're down the road from the campus, if that makes sense. So, and we're learning a lot about being over here. Fridays are pretty quiet. Saturdays, however, are usually the party nights and when you get to see all the drunk people coming back from the bar. Or so I'm told. I don't know. I had the night off and I went to bed early. Okay, and the last one, okay. Stephen King, If It Bleeds. Now, this book cover literally to me is, it's a rat and a cat combined. I don't know. That's what I see. A lot of people just see a cat. I see both. I see the rat and the cat. This is like an anthology, I believe. It says, readers adore Stephen King's novels, and his short stories are their own dark treat, briefer but just as impactful and endearing as his longer fiction. Different Seasons, the Knockout King collection featuring Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption and The Body, made into the movies, The Shawshank Redemption and Stand By Me, was published nearly 40 years ago. The stories and their characters seem as fresh today as they did when King first introduced them to the world. If It Bleeds, King gives readers four brilliant new stories, sure to prove as iconic as their predecessors. Once again, sorry. King's remarkable range is on full display, and the little story reader favorite Holly Gibney from the Bill Hodges trilogy and The Outsider must face her fears and possibly another outsider, this time on her own. And Mr. Harrigan's Phone, by the way, that is actually on Netflix. It is a movie. It was really good too. An intergenerational friendship has a disturbing afterlife. The Life of Chuck explores beautifully how each of us contains multitudes, and in Brad, a struggling writer must contend with the darker side of ambition. If these stories show King's rage, they also prove that certain themes endure. One of King's great concerns is evil, and if it bleeds, there's plenty of it. Imagine in the title story as a big bird all frowsy and frosty gray. There is also evil's opposite, which in King's fiction often manifests as friendship. In this collection, Holly is reminded that friendship is not only life-affirming but can be life-saving. Young Craig befriends Mr. Harrigan, and the sweetness of this connection is its own reward. King also reminds us that life's quotidian pleasures are even more glorious because they are fleeting. The outrageous good fortune of a beautiful blue day after a string of gray ones, the delight of dancing really well when every move feels perfect, a serendipitous meeting. It's in these moments that King's ability to describe pure joy rivals his ability to terrify us. So these are going to be both rewarding and terrifying all in one, which I absolutely love that. So you have Mr. Harrigan's Phone, The Life of Chuck, If It Bleeds, Rat, and an author's note. And there is obviously there's going to be over 400 pages because it's a Stephen King. And this is probably like one of his shorter ones. Yeah, there's 436 pages with the author's note. Without the author's note, there's only 433 pages. So the back of this says, in January of 2021, a small padded envelope addressed to Detective Ralph Anderson is delivered to the Conrads, the Andersons' next-door neighbors. The Anderson family is on an extended vacation in the Bahamas. Printed on this envelope in large letters is "Do not forward, hold for arrival." When Ralph opens the package, he finds a flash drive titled "If It Bleeds," presumably referring to the old news trope which proclaims "If it bleeds, it leads." The drive holds a kind of report or spoken word diary from Holly Gibney, with whom the detective shared a case that began in Oklahoma and ended in a Texas cave. It was a case that changed Ralph Anderson's perception of reality forever. The final words of Holly's audio report are from an entry dated December 19, 2020. I don't like that date. She sounds out of breath. I have done the best I can, Ralph, but it may not be enough. In spite of all of my planning, there's a chance I won't come out of this alive. If I do die and you choose to continue what I've started, please be careful. You have a wife and son. So I've had this book for a while, you guys, like a long while. With that being said, I cannot wait to read this. I'm really glad that she picked this. I know she picked it without realizing she picked it, but we have a Stephen King on here, and it's one of his short story anthologies. So we have that one. To recap, we have Stephen King, so we have a dark one. Then we have A Good Neighborhood, which is like a lovey, heartfelt one. Then we have two that take place in schools. This one is The Reunion. This is a thriller. And then this one is more of a world problems for females type situation. It says the popular girl, the girlfriend, the best friend, the bulimic, the burnout, the cool girl, the activist, and then the angry girl, I think maybe. I'm not sure. So we have a little bit of a difference in these, and I'm really excited for that. And then obviously we have the two that I'm currently reading right now. I will be starting these probably here in the next couple days. But yeah, here are the 4 books for June. I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm probably going to add a 5th one. It just really depends. I do also have to look at the books that are not wrapped, because there are some. Really quick, I am going to throw this into the mix. I do have some books that I have picked up recently. So, with that being said, give me 1 second. And I need to take a drink of coffee. My mouth is dry. Okay, now there are 5 books I have recently picked up. A couple of them are from free libraries. A couple of them are from thrift stores, and then there is one that I got from the little free library section at the library, where it's a free book because it's like damaged or some shit. I don't know. So the first one we have is Balance. It says, how far would you go to take what you want? It's a Lucia Franco book. This thing is a chunker. This thing is humongous, but it gives me the vibes of the book I'm currently reading. Yeah, it's 590. Hold on. 588 pages. So it says, how far would you go to take what you want? Adriana Rossi is no stranger to the rigorous demands required of her body. Years of pain and determination make her one of the best. Olympic glory is the ultimate goal, and she'll do anything to achieve it, even if that means leaving home to attend World Cup Academy of Gymnastics, a training center that serves one purpose: producing champions. Perfection, precision, and dedication are required of his athletes. When 2-time Olympian Konstantin Kornikova is persuaded into training the young hopeful, he immediately regrets it. She doesn't come close to his high standards, as a relentless pursuit of her dream keeps her striving. A passion is ignited within him. Kova's power and domination, coupled with Adriana's fierce tenacity, reveal there is more for her body to learn. Every interaction can be misconstrued, but there's no mistaking the darkening of his gaze, the lingering of his touch, or the illicit image of his bare skin pressed against hers. Integrity is on the line. One toe off the beam and their forbidden desires could ruin everything they've worked for, throwing it all off balance. So I didn't realize that this would be like a gymnastics thing. I thought it was like, you know, a romance thing, but I'm here for it regardless. So that is one I picked up. This one, it doesn't need any introduction. This is Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I picked this up for 50 cents at the thrift store, and it is going to go into my Colleen Hoover collection. I'm so excited, you guys. I love this. I'm so happy I have this for my collection. Honestly, I might try and make my best friend read this because it's such a good book. I love Colleen Hoover books. We stand with Colleen Hoover. I picked this one up for 50 cents as well. This is Sierra Simone. Forgive us our sins. This is Priest. And this is a different cover than what I'm used to seeing. I'm used to seeing like the black cover with the red roses on it. And then there's like white lettering, something like that. It says, there are many rules a priest can't break. A priest cannot marry. A priest cannot abandon his flock. A priest cannot forsake his God. I've always been good at following rules until she came. Then I learned new rules. My name is Tyler Anselm Bell. I'm 29 years old. 6 months ago, I broke my vow of celibacy on the altar of my own church, and God help me, I would do it again. I am a priest, and this is my confession. So I've heard so many great things about the Priest series, and I am totally here for it. I Want to read this so bad. I'm so happy that I didn't have to go and purchase this for like $12. I mean, that doesn't seem like very much for some people, but when you're kind of scrounging pennies right now to try and make ends meet, $12 for a book is $12 for a book. I got this for 50 cents, y'all. 50 cents. Can you believe? I'm excited for it. Okay, then I picked up Untamed by Glennon Doyle. This was $1. This is a Reese's Book Club pick. I'm not 100% sure what this is about. I've heard good things about it. I heard that it's like really good for your mental health. It says, this is how you find yourself. There is a voice of longing inside each of us. We strive so mightily to be good partners, daughters, mothers, employees, and friends. We hope all this striving will make us feel alive. Instead, it leaves us feeling weary, stuck, overwhelmed, and underwhelmed. We look at our lives and wonder, wasn't it all supposed to be more beautiful than this? We quickly silence that question, telling ourselves to be grateful, hiding our discontent even from ourselves. For many years, Glennon Doyle denied her own discontent. Then, while speaking at a conference, she looked at a woman across the room and fell instantly in love. 3 words flooded her mind. There she is. At first, Glennon assumed these words came to her from on high, but she soon realized they had come to her from within. This was her own voice, the one she had buried beneath decades of numbing addictions, cultural conditioning, and institutional allegiances. This was the voice of the girl she had been before the world told her who to be. Glennon decided to quit abandoning herself and to instead abandon the world's expectations of her. She quit being good so she could be free. She quit pleasing and started living. Soulful and uproarious, forceful and tender, Untamed is both an intimate memoir and a galvanizing wake-up call. It is the story of how one woman learned that a responsible mother is not one who slowly dies for her children, but one who shows them how to fully live. It is a story of navigating divorce, forming a new blended family, and discovering that the brokenness or wholeness of a family depends not on its structure, but on each member's ability to bring her full self to the table. And it is the story of how each of us can begin to trust ourselves enough to set boundaries, make peace with, sorry, I'm like losing my breath. Peace with our bodies, honor our anger and heartbreak, and unleash our truest, wildest instincts so that we become women who can finally look at ourselves and say, there she is. Untamed shows us how to be brave. As Glennon insists, the braver we are, the luckier we get. I love that. Okay, so it's supposed to be like a heartwarming, melt-worthy situation. And then, of course, I had to pick this one up. This one was from the free library section. I don't know why, but it was withdrawn from my library. As you can see, it says withdrawn right here. This is Ann Roll's Worth More Dead and Other True Cases. Ann Roll's Crime Files, Volume 10. My goal is to own all of these. But it is also in large print, which I love. It's probably because it's got like a little bit of water damage on the page. So, it's Worth More Dead and Other True Cases. Why would a man kill his lover's husband and then his wife, the woman who fought successfully to have him paroled from prison? Why would he risk arrest by kidnapping the child of another woman who adored him? Because they were worth more dead. Former Marine Sergeant and judo instructor Roland Peter Jr. claimed it was an elaborate plan to win back his wife's love. It wasn't supposed to end with her dead body in the trunk of a car. Nearly 20 years later, he acknowledged that he had hired someone to kill her. Go deep inside the darkest crimes and twisted minds of the most baffling killers and schemers with this collection of chilling cases from Ann Roll. It's America's best true crime writer. That's what Kirkus Review says, and I agree. I love Ann Rule so much. Her stories are fantastic. And the fact that it is different cases and it's true crime, you know I'm going to love this. There's also like illustration in it, like pictures and stuff from situations. So that's pretty cool. I'm trying to see if it talks about what cases it's talking about or if it's just one specific case. No. Okay. So it has Worth More Dead. It's really weird looking at my own grave. Old Man's Darling, All for Nothing, and A Desperate Housewife. And then it talks a little bit about each one before you get into them. So that's really cool. And like I said, this was free. So, you know, you can't go wrong with free. But that is everything that I have currently purchased or got from the free section, which we're probably going to go to the park later. I'm not sure yet. I haven't really decided. I want to go check out a couple of the free library boxes again. I haven't been to them in a while, so The one I've been to is all the way across town by an old client. I haven't recently been to the one at the aquatic park, and I haven't been to the one at the actual park. So I definitely want to try and go to one of those today. And besides, like, I like to get walks in on a daily basis, even though I'll be walking tonight to go to work. But still, the fact of it is. And then, so I got those. And then we have the 4 books that we're going to be reading, plus the 2 books we're currently still reading, because when you're seeing this video, it's not going to be June yet. We're on what, the 26th of June right now. So with that being said, there's still a few more days of May, not June, my bad. There's still a few days of May left. I should have one of those books finished for sure that I'm currently working on, and then we'll talk about it and whatnot. It's really good. I love it so much. I cannot wait to go and get the second one. Probably going to scope out the library today if I finish it and go and get the second book for sure. Library opens at 1 though on Sundays. So there's that. But anyway, I really hope that you enjoy this, and I will see you in the next video, and I will be posting more frequently soon. Bye, guys.